Hello guys, welcome to my channel. It's me Light, I'm a pen tester and I'll be teaching you guys today about some basic commands of Linux that you guys can use in your daily life as a hacker. So let's begin. So in this video, we'll be using Kali as our operating system, as Kali is Debian based operating system that is used by hackers in their daily life with bunch of hacking tools built in. So now let's begin learning the basic commands of Linux. Now first of all, we are going to log in into our Kali using our username Kali and password Kali as well. Now that we are logged into our Kali, I'm going to increase the display size so that you guys can see the commands. So now let's begin with the first command, which is going to be ID. This command lets us check what type of user they are logged in as. Basically, there are three types of user: root, regular, and services. After we press enter, we can see that we are logged in as Kali, which means we are a regular user. We are also given the UID of 1000 for the regular users, and the root is given the UID 0, and the services is given a random number like 4, 20, 24, etc. So now that we know what ID does, now let's move towards the other command. The second command we are going to learn is going to be PWD. PWD stands for Present Working Directory, which means after we run this command, we are going to know which folder we are in right now. So now let's run the command and see. We can see that we are in the folder called Kali, which is inside of home. What we are seeing right now is directories, which is also known as folders. In GUI version, it is going to be the same as we are looking at in the command line. We are inside of Kali, which is inside of the home. So that now we know what PWD does. Now let's move towards the other command. The third command is going to be ls. Now first of all, we are going to clear this page by using the command clear. Now we have cleared the page. Now we are going to use the command ls, which means list. Ls command is similar to us looking at a GUI version in a folder. We can see that there is desktop, documents, downloads. We can also see the same thing in the GUI version. There is also desktop, downloads, documents, etc. But there could be some hidden files available that we may not know. If we do ls-la, we can see there are bunch of more files that we can see right now. Now that we know how to use ls and also list the hidden files, now let's move towards the other command. So now we saw how we could list the files, but let's try to create one. We can use touch command to create files by giving touch and try to write a file name, which is going to be my first file. Now if I press enter, we can see that we have created a file. Now if I press ls, we can see there is a file name called my first file. We can also create hidden files. We can use touch, then put a period and a file name. I'm going to name it hidden file. And now if I press enter and ls, we can see we cannot see the file, but if I press ls-la, now we can see that our file is here and is hidden. So this is how we can use touch to create files and also create hidden files using period in front of the file name. So now that we know how to create files, let's move toward the other command. Our fifth command is going to be mkdir, which creates directories. We are going to type out mkdir and going to give the name of the directory, my first directory. Now if I press enter, we can see that we have created our first directory. Now that we know how to create directories, we are going to go to the next command. Our sixth command is going to be cd, which stands for change directory. Now we have created our first directory. We are going to go inside of the directory. First of all, let's clear our screen so that you guys can see clearly. And now I'm going to do cd and type the name of the directory we have created, my first directory. If I press enter, we can see that we are inside of the directory we just created. Now we can also do PWD and check that we are inside of the directory we just created before. Now let's say you want to go back a directory. We can do is cd ... and press enter, and we can see by doing PWD that we are back a directory we were just before. Now we know how to use cd. Let's move towards the other command. Our seventh command is going to be mv. This stands for move, which means we can move a file towards any directory that we want. So now we have created our first directory and also our first file. We are going to move our first file inside of the directory. We can do is ls, then we can look at the name of the file we have created here. And now we are going to do is move and type out the first file name, and we are going to give the directory my first directory. Now if I press enter and see that our first file from here has been moved towards our directory. Now if we go inside our directory, we can see that my first file is inside of the directory we just created. Now we know how to move files. Now let's see how we can delete them. And let's move towards our other command. Our eighth and final command is going to be rm, which means remove. We can use this command to remove any kinds of files or directories from our system. So now we have created our first directory and also our first file. So now let's say we want to remove those. We can do is check there is the file, and we can do is rm and give the name of the file my first file. And if we press enter, we can see that the file has been deleted. And if we want to delete the directory, we can do is go back a directory and see that our directory is right over here. And let's see, we want to remove this. We can do is rm-r and type out the name of the directory my first directory. What this does is remove all the files inside of the directory and also deletes the directory. We can also remove the hidden file that we created, which was rm.hidden file. Now if you press enter, we can see that the file has been deleted. We are not able to find any of those files anywhere now that we have deleted it. And this was our last and final command. Those are all the basic commands you would need to learn Linux right now. I hope this video was helpful. Make sure you guys practice the commands you just learned, and make sure you guys subscribe and like the video. And I'll be coming up with more better contents about cybersecurity in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.